Do you want to know the secret to getting a Band 7 or higher on your next academic Task 1 writing? Well, stick around. I'll show you how. As an examiner, there's so many times when I've seen people with good vocabulary and grammar to get a Band 7 or higher, but they don't know how to answer IELTS Academic Task 1 questions because maybe they're not a business major or maybe they're not familiar with this type of writing style. Well, in this video, I'll give you the skills to better get started so that you can use your vocabulary and grammar better to make sure you get a Band 7 or higher on your next test. Well, let's get started. Now, before you get started, you have to ask yourself a few questions. The first and most important question is, what and how are you comparing? This is absolutely critical to answer this question properly. Okay, so I've circled the things. So this is the public and private. You're comparing hospitals. You can read that in the prompt. And you're comparing how long they stay in the hospital for a serious injury. So you're comparing two things. Next, you are, with the how, you're comparing the average length of stay in days. So that'll be important on any academic writing. You know, what unit of measurement are you using to compare the two things? And on the other axis, you have age groups. And you can see there are a lot of age groups here. And they are always, 4 years or 5 years apart. So, you have to be aware of that, what you're comparing and how you're comparing. So make sure you always ask this question first on any IELTS Writing Task 1 academic. Next, probably the second most important is, when are you comparing? This will extremely affect your grammar. And this is last year. So we know that we're going to be using always past tense. This is not always true. Often we do compare things in the past, but there are a lot of line graphs where you might be using the future. So once you know that you're in the past, well, then you're going to be thinking about grammar and expressions that focus on, past and past verbs and, past participle verbs, this type of thing. Next, anything we can't compare. Well, we can see the starting point down here. Up until 15, right? People didn't go to the private hospitals for when they had a serious injury. So that's something you want to point out, like anything that we can't compare. Most of the times you can see that they compare all the time, but sometimes they want to throw this in there. And if you miss this little point, you don't have to focus on it. You will lose some points for task achievement. So it's very important that you recognize this right away. Next, what's the overall trend, right? It's not just comparing. It's kind of the overall trend for both of them. And on your IELTS, paper, you can make a line much like this. So it just goes through. We can see that it goes up at the age 25. And then there are some irregularities, but then it goes down until 85, and where it kind of goes a little bit back up. So that will also help you very much when you're choosing your words later. Next, what are the similarities? Well, I've circled them in the bottom, so you can see some years down here. Okay, so those were years where they both kind of decreased or increased together. Okay, so I've marked those here. And then what were the differences? Okay, because we're focusing on similarities and differences. And if we want to look at similarities, I've circled them in a different way. The differences are here. Okay. That year was a pretty drastic, gap between the two, right? You can see that it's almost up to 60. And then for the public and for private, it's down near 21. So that's a huge gap and something that really stands out. Also, as you go from, from 50 all the way up to 85, we can see that, there are differences, right? But they are kind of steady going down. It kind of follows the trend, but there are a lot of differences around that time. Next, you have to make sure to reword the prompt. If you want to get extra points or, just basically, you're not minused points if you just copy the prompt. You just don't get credit as that being your writing, if that makes sense. It doesn't count for your word count. It doesn't count for your grammar, vocabulary. It counts for nothing. It is okay to copy it, but it just doesn't count. So don't spend too much time, but it is a good exercise to reword the prompt because you can use these words later, and that does count for your vocabulary, or as in IELTS they say, the lexical score. Because if you use synonyms, that helps. If you just use the words from the prompt, that's not showing your own vocabulary. So this is a good exercise. So why not pause the video and try to write or reword the prompt now. Okay, and here's my answer, or my example. The lines below compare the average stay for serious injuries at public and private sector hospitals by age groups from the previous year. So everything in pink, I've either moved it or I've reworded it. And again, I've used this different expressions, different collocations. This really does help a lot. Next, we come to the absolute most important part of writing an academic task 1. This is the overview. Number 1, you have to write an overview. Otherwise, you will only get 5 for task achievement. You really lose a lot of points on that first sector of the scoring because you absolutely have to write one. And the reason you have to write one is because it gives you a structure for your overall essay. And let me show you. And here's some tips. Don't use figures or details. There should be no numbers in your overview. Organize the main trends. Don't talk about everything. And keep it short. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences. Okay? It could be maybe 2 or 3 clauses, but again, you're not trying to write a lot for this. You're just trying to write a basic overview to explain the overall trends in the prompt. So why not pause the video now? You've got all the colors and things outlined. Why not try to write your own and compare it to mine? So why don't you pause the video now? Well, here's mine. Overall, the age groups had a similar rise and fall with a few exceptions, and the length of stay in public hospitals was almost always higher, with some fluctuations with inconsistencies in the gaps between the two. So mine is a bit long. Yours doesn't have to be this long, but you do need to make sure you talk about the overall trend, maybe in 1 clause, and then how there are some differences and similarities between the length of stay, depending on age group, in the 2nd clause. You do have to mention both. You don't have to make it longer than this. Mine's a bit long this time. I just wanted to make sure I covered everything. Now, because we have written a good overview, this will make the rest of the essay so much easier, okay? So now you just let your overview guide you. So I've highlighted the part where it says the age groups had a similar rise and fall with a few exceptions. And I'll just start writing my paragraph 2 to show you how this information will explain that part of my overview. And I also should point out that I wanted to mention at the beginning, the orange box that I pointed out, until the age of 15, all seriously injured people went to public hospitals. Okay, so that's good to point out. But then here's where it follows that part of my overview. From the age of 15 to 29, the number of days drastically increased from 9 to 30, for both, to 36 to 59 for private and public. Okay, then the numbers continuously declined for both, with the exception of age 40 to 44 when ... And you can keep going from there. You don't have to mention every detail, but you do have to mention the main points. And as I always say, you can group, age groups together. There's so many age groups here. You could just, range it from, 50 to 60 or 50 to 80. This saves time and it makes it much, much easier to read, which also makes your score much higher. Now to move on to the second part of the overview, the length of stay in public hospitals was almost always higher, with some fluctuations and inconsistencies in the gaps between the two. Well, here's the beginning of that paragraph 3 to show that. For every age group except 85 plus, the public hospital stay was longer. From age 15 to 45, the gap was quite large. For example, for the age groups ... and you would add the information here. And then the average stay gap drastically narrows from 50 to 80. Examples of this include, and again, you would just plug in the information for the gap there. It's not helpful for me to write everything. You can put in the information which you see, you use your synonyms, and that's how you get a high score. Now here are some important reminders, okay? Trust me, you don't want me to write you a full essay. What'll happen is you'll try to copy it, and I've seen it many times when people memorize essays, they try to push that memorized like template onto like a different task, or maybe it's a line graph in the future, or like not every line graph is exactly the same. So you have to use your style. Otherwise, it does look very unnatural, and the examiner will know that it's just kind of memorized, and this does not help you at all. So you have to use your vocabulary and grammar. Use a range of past grammar forms accurately. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we know when the time was. This is where you could use, past continuous. You could use simple past. Again, passive always helps you. If you use passive in the past, that'll help you. So again, this is where you would brush up on your grammar to make sure you can use past forms well. That'll help a lot. Use a range of comparative expressions. This is for all IELTS, while ... the other group ... or however, in contrast, even though. These synonyms should be on the tip of your tongue so that you can use them, flexibly. You don't want to just be but. This will drastically lower your coherence and cohesion score, so make sure you have a range that you can use. Use a range of synonyms accurately. Instead of just dropped, or you could say decreased, you throw in some adverbs like slightly decreased or drastically decreased. Again, there's so much information on the internet for synonyms for this. I feel like this is kind of the easy part. Again, I'm focusing on how to approach this type of question. Next, write more about the main sectors and try to group items together, okay? So we talked about, at the age, that big gap, 45. There are main points in every IELTS writing. So focus on the main points, and things that are kind of similar, group them together. Don't waste your time on each point, because each point is not equally important. You have to group some things together, give them some things less attention, and give them some things more attention. This is what is expected. Don't go off topic. In this type of example, it would be very common for me to hear people say, oh, because the public healthcare is free, people stay longer. They start drawing conclusions. That's not what you're doing here. You're just reporting the information. Once you start drawing conclusions, that doesn't help you at all. It actually detracts from your overall score. So make sure you just stick to the facts. Don't assume why or what's going on in this information. Just you're here to report what's happening in the line graph. And you don't need a conclusion. I mention this in every video. There are a lot of IELTS YouTubers or people who give advice that you need a conclusion. You absolutely do not. Just focus your attention on a good introduction, a good overview, and 2 or 3 very good body paragraphs. That's it. Because once you cover everything, that's all you need. In conclusions, often you're just repeating what you have already said in the introduction, or you're making a prediction, which I just told you you should not be doing. You're just reporting the information. So a conclusion is absolutely unnecessary. Save your time for the tasks 2, which is worth much more of your overall writing score. Please check out the playlist for speaking part 2 and 3. And there I use real questions, I give you real advice, and I do mock tests. It's really helpful. And if you want to see all my videos, check out the links below. And I wish you the best of luck on your next IELTS test.